estate planning. What kinds of things should we be thinking about here, Reed?
Very key, Paul. So we look at estate planning, you're talking wills, trust, power of attorneys, patient advocates. This is really how your desires, when you've worked hard and you've achieved your goals, how we can make sure that they are left. Because that's important. People, you work really hard for what you have. Now, at the end of your life, you want to make sure that it is going to do what you want it to do and not what the state says it's going to do.
Well, there you go. I mean, I like being a part of the American, citizen. I like being a good old friend of Michigan. I'm a proud part of all that. But you and I, American Dreamer, are building this American dream. We want to move from survive to thrive and be able to have an impact. And what greater legacy is there to be able to leave behind after all your hard work building something to your loved ones, something that can provide maybe for some grandkids to be able to go to college one day, or something by the way of real estate that allows people to have for themselves a paid for house, or et cetera, et cetera. You can imagine the possibilities. Uncle Sam's not really your uncle.
Right. He is not your uncle, and he's going to take everything that he can, and that's why we've got strategies in the financial planning world that we can use to make sure Uncle Sam gets as little as possible. Yes, as you say, we all need to contribute, but at the end of the day, if I can help my family out, if I can help the children, if I can help grandchildren, and we can save some taxation, stretch some IRAs, do some planning that really makes sense on an estate planning process to make every dollar you have go as far as possible. As Menachem talked about turning a dollar into 19, let's do that with an estate plan to really spread it out as long as we can.
And you really can, if you're working with professionals who understand all the rules to the game here. Tina, you remember Walker School? We went to Walker School back in the day. We've known each other since the 4th grade.
We're not going to say how many days ago it was.
Well, it was a couple days back. And my 3rd grade teacher, I don't know if you knew Mrs. Kelly.
No, I know you've talked about Mrs.
Oh, I love me some Mrs. Kelly. She was so cool. She said to my mother one day on the parent-teacher conference, "Boy, Paul just is so good in gym class and all the games we play, and he's always figuring out the strategies and how to win." And my mother replied, "Well, if that's all you did all day is figure out how to win the games, you'd be good at it too." So here's a new game, right?
Absolutely.
If you know the rules, you can figure out the strategies to win this game, and that's why you need to work with professionals like Reed Byerline with Raymond James, Jamie Nummer with Van Dyke Mortgage. We can help you with real estate anytime you need help. But this estate planning issue, you probably want some attorneys involved. There's going to be legal documents. There's going to be strategies here.
Exactly. There's a lot to it. It's not something that that I feel that you can go online and figure out yourself, because you really have to understand what the laws are. Each state is different, so you've got to know where you're going to end up.
And in fact, you need to review it from time to time as well. You don't just do it one time, put it in a drawer, and hope it's going to be okay.
Well, we're dealing with a family right now that are selling some estate properties of their family, and it's kind of a little bit of a mess because he kind of did it all himself, so they're having to go through a few things.
Yeah, and it can be a lot easier when your loved ones are going through the loss of you. If you've got a real strong plan, and that goes right down to medical directives and all these kinds of things, then that really can make a big difference to your family if you will do what it takes to own your dream, as in take personal responsibility.